Every Thursday happening right here on Good Morning Kenya. We do trust you are enjoying yourself as much as we are. Trust and believe we are enjoying. Before the break, of course, we had traffic updates, and before that we had that fantastic interview in regards to cancer awareness in Nyamira County. So trust and believe we'll be giving you more information about all that will be happening tomorrow in Nyamira County. Keep talking to us using the hashtag Good Morning Kenya on Twitter. The hashtag to also use again today, we are having specifically a hashtag KBC AfriThursday, our official station handle at KBC Channel 1, and our individual handles as well. I'll start with Dori Narange, Aguko, Regina Manyara, and myself at Jain, Wambui. So right now we want to go to the next segment of today's show, and that is trending topics. Now, these are all the stories that have been making headlines, whether in the areas of entertainment, politics, social issues, economic issues, and just global events as a whole, to just let you know what's happening even beyond our borders here in Kenya. And to start us off, we'll start with some local news, and it's a rather sad one. Now, yesterday, the entertainment industry and the music industry as a whole lost a fantastic artist by the name of Chris Kantai, but better known as Kantai. Now, Kantai passed on yesterday morning in hospital, which was confirmed by a family representative by the name Wanjiko Thuku. She came out to confirm that Kantai has indeed passed on yesterday morning. The cause of his death is yet to be, officially put out by the family, but it is in the public domain that he had been having some challenges with alcoholism in the past few years, which some are saying could have contributed to his passing. Kantai is he is a fantastic artist, and if you look back at his musical journey, he's actually the one who introduced STL to the music industry. And if you know STL, you know how she's doing a fantastic job here in Kenya. He made fantastic contributions to the music industry here in Kenya. So he's definitely one of the pioneers who will be dearly missed for the fantastic contribution that he did bring to the Kenyan music industry. Regina, your thoughts?
That's another promising young man that we've lost with a lot of potential. Then also, when I heard he had died, and the reason behind it, issues of alcoholism, or rather alcohol poisoning, and I'm thinking, what are we talking about? What are we doing? Also on an individual level, and as a family level, if you have a person who is an addict to any alcohol and substance abuse, what are you doing in their lives, impacting their life, to get them better, to rehabilitate them, to support them as they battle with issues of alcoholism and substance abuse. May his soul rest in peace. I just remember when his music, it went like that. So Kantai, wherever it is that you are, I pray and trust that your soul is indeed resting in peace.
That is quite a sad thing there. And I was listening to how Kantai raps, He's an inspiration to most rappers, and there's a time that there's this song that he sang, and you could be able to see how he raps is actually similar to how even STL raps. It's like it's quite inspirational, because Kantai is one of the pioneers of good music in the country.
And he tried to make a comeback in 2016, with the
Calligraph Jones.
With that collab. So ideally, as much as he was from, at least back in the day, he also had a bright future ahead also. So just, hearing the news of his death,
it's quite sad.
Really sad. I mean, his soul really just rest in peace.
Lakini sasa tuache pombe tafadhali.
But see, sometimes sometimes people are really depressed, and so alcohol becomes the only retreating point. So sometimes just also to talk to someone, tell someone about your struggles, in as much as there's also this aspect of I can't trust people, but look for that one person whom you can talk to. Sometimes just airing out what you're feeling can really go a long way.
Wow. Now, in honor of Kantai, how about we play one of his famous songs, or rather records that he has left behind? May you rest in peace. Let's have that particular song as we honor him this morning.
What more can I say about Jain? What more can I say about Chris? What more can I say about K-A-N-T-I? But the boy is so blessed. What more can I say about me? Nothing. What more can I say about this? Nothing more they can say about K-A-N-T-I. But the boy is so blessed. 25 new miaka na nakanyaga nasaga makaa na kanyaga wadhi mashori wa shangaa wanipa heshima sasa nikipita mistari mnazoziona ni za vita mshabambika na sijafika niko kilomita kadhaa kufika Thika na mabuzi na nipita hata nikiwika ni shida kusikika najipa nguvu mola na kantaya kipumua wenye chuki wapungua wanunua album na uchungu pilipili si sumu samtala staki ya sara huruma liwachia madogi zangu home phone na njeve juu ya ndom sania najiita kanta amehakikisha kwamba madush wamefra What more can they say about G? Nothing. What more can they say about Chris? What more can they say about KANTI? But the boys all blessed. What more can they say about me? Nothing. What more can they say about this?
All right, one of the songs that he played right there. And you know, that song used to play in one of the programs that we used to have here on KBC. Back in the day, it was called Mizizi. Used to come on Saturdays, you know, just from looking at that video, it takes you back to those times where we used to have those good music, Akina Nazizi, the pioneers in the industry playing such fantastic music. So Kantai, you have fought a good fight. May you rest in peace. We salute you as you took your bow from this place that is earth. All right, so we want to now move along to still another artist here in Kenya, and this time it's in the gospel scene. Now, when you think about the gospel industry here in Kenya, just looking at the recent events, there has been so many rather disturbing stories involving our gospel artists here in Kenya, and right now, we're also having one of them, and that is Ringtone. Now, Ringtone, you know, the other day when DK and Hope Kid were having issues, he was the one who was just spilling all the beans, how, oh, this was true, oh, this happened, oh, he did this, oh, he did that. Now, he put out this letter from allegedly the Karen Residents Association saying that they're complaining about his 40 cows in the estate. So they wrote him a letter stating how we are very happy, you're doing very well, we love that you're a fantastic artist, but your 40 cows are disturbing our peace. Now, people on social media do not take these things lightly. KOT is a beast. So they took on to social media. He posted that letter there, and KOT was quick to autocorrect on Nashindwa. How does the Karen Residents Association, how does it have such grammatical deficiency? The whole letter had so many grammatical errors, and they were wondering how can a whole association have this? But now it is alleged that that letter was faked. Guys.
You know, Jain, the whole time you've been talking, then you just mentioned that when there was the issue with DK and Hope Kid, he was out there telling people the story. I'm just reminded of when there was also the issue at the EMB Records, the one.
Yes, end of year party.
He was also dishing out information. I'm just sitting here and I'm thinking, apart from kuitwa mdaku wa gospel industry, he's also just out here trying to stay relevant. And I'm thinking in my head,
look at that.
Things people do to stay relevant. Why don't you just do something meaningful? You know, because staying relevant is not that for people to actually see, for many people to see what you've done. Just make impact in one person and you'll be relevant.
Yes.
Mimi, even if Ringtone did not receive truly the letter, it's a wonder. You know, I'm reading it. Look at this part, how it starts. Mr. Ringtone, we are the current resident, we are the current resident association, and we are pleased to know that you live here in our community.
Why would you write yourself a letter? Just why?
Grammatically,
why?
we are the current resident association, and we are pleased that you are living in our community. Really, hata kama let's assume it is true. Jen, nani Doreen. Tuseme tu ni ukweli. Hao watu hawajui kizungu ama dini.
No, I have a problem with the things you do for the gram, the things you do for Facebook, the things you do for Twitter, the things we do for people to actually acknowledge and recognize us, when you can actually do a small thing to even one person.
You can't do anything to be famous.
For what?
To remain relevant.
For what?
You know, I'm just looking at
For what?
Regina cringing over here.
Like this whole discussion, I have been checking or, just going through that letter, and I'm asking, I want to ask Ringtone this morning, who hurt you? Why do you feel that you need to keep on doing all these funny mistakes just to remain relevant? I know there's a term that goes like, even negative publicity is still publicity, but I'm wondering, the best you'd have done is you actually have someone proofread your work, yeah? Don't just you're exposing your ignorance right there in that letter. Grammatical error, tenses that do not make sense. And I'm thinking, who hurt you? You must be dealing with something that, that is really hurting you inside, and you feel that this needs to act up so that you can remain relevant. So,
So at least
you can look, even the English does not go beyond class 4. And I'm thinking, what was the point? Remember that this is not the first time. He also he pulled a similar kind of stunt when he was saying that the noise from his helicopter. You remember that, people?
Yes.
So I have a hunch that he's going through something. He has a problem, and his friends and family needs to get to him. Have a cup of tea. Ask him exactly, Apoko, what's going on in your life? Talk to me. So that we can deal with this matter once and for all. You can't be negative publicity at times, especially for the person who is in the music industry, with a lot of scrutiny coming your way. I tend to think you need to be better. You need to be above board. It's just a month ago where we were dealing with issues of sexual assault and so much more, and you tried to intervene once again, trying, to kind of justify with what the other artists, or rather the accused artists, were going through. I'm just wondering, you need to sit down and really you need to have a conversation with yourself. If you have friends, and I think something is wrong. Something is not right, as far as I'm concerned. I've been reading that letter and I'm thinking,
with individuals. But
then he has a problem.
I can't agree with you more. The way you're saying, actually, he needs to sit down with someone and just talk to. He might be going through something, because the way you're saying, we are now having this issue of cows. You're saying the helicopter. Then there was a time also he was saying that in his home he rears chicken, and you're wondering, how is that a concern for people in social media? Why would you want to write that? Why would you want people to know that you rear chicken? There's some people who rear chicken. So why would you want people to know that, just for us to keep talking about you? So sometimes you actually might sit here and talk about these things and laugh about them, but people are really going through real life situations that need address.
I think you're
real address.
You're just against Ringtone.
No, we are saying that he needs to get help.
There's something, there's something wrong. He needs to get help, because as you've said, what's so big about rearing chicken or having cows? Are they branded? Did they come in color purple or reds or a color with, are they you? Are you they?
Are we
are we? Irrelevant as far as I'm concerned.
But on a serious note, so he needs to be talking to someone. Something somewhere might really be very, very wrong, and we'll just be sitting here and continue to laugh and continue to talk about this. But someone might really be needing help.
No, you people are not psychologists attending in a Ringtone.
Okay. He has put it in the public domain. The fact that he put it on the public domain, he should expect criticism. So he should be open to what we have to say. He does not necessarily have to do what we are saying he has to do. But he's put it out there. It is our point to give him. We are giving feedback, Ram. There's nothing wrong with giving feedback.
If what you're saying is true, maybe he's not feeling appreciated. Maybe.
But that's the thing. That's the thing.
That's what we're saying. He needs to.
Now it starts with you as the Kenyan.
Me who?
But that's the thing. If you're not feeling appreciated, that means something is wrong with you.
Do you listen to Ringtone's music?
Well, yeah.
Well, you see that fumbling there.
Don't ask me that. Now, Jane, over to you. What next?
I'm listening to Ram. I'm like, Ram, you need to be hugged. You need a hug. You need a hug.
Hug from who?
All right, so please let us know what you think about this ringtone story. The hashtag to use on Twitter is Good Morning Kenya, hashtag KBC AfriThursday. Looking at this letter that he allegedly faked and wrote to himself from the Karen Residents Association, complaining about his 40 cows that are living in the estate. So we'll try and see if we can actually get him on call to clarify these issues. Okay, I've actually been sent to Mongea already. Now, okay, all right. Let's call him and just find out. So that's okay.
Tumpigie simu.
Yes, tumpigie tu sahi.
Iko na 7 weeks.
Let's just call him and just hear what he has to say about all this.
Okay.
I don't know if you can be able to hear that.
dial 11 at 1 shilling.
Hello?
Hello, ringtone. Okay. Let's try that again.
Did he hang up? Or you
Did he hang
sounded
up?
like a debt collector? Okay.
He just decided he would hang up.
Unajua labda ameshtuka.
Ringtone,
Yes,
good morning.
morning.
Mi naitwa Jain,
Okay.
calling you from KBC Good Morning Kenya.
Habari ya leo?
Mzuri, habari ya leo, umeamka salama?
Ndio nimeamka poa.
Now, we're just talking about something here in studio
Okay.
in regards to the letter that was written to you by the Karen Residents Association.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, we've been seeing feedback on social media saying that allegedly you wrote that letter to yourself. What do you have to say about that?
For me,
Yeah.
I will say that the Karen Residents Association has not come out to deny the letter. So there is no reason why nobody could not believe, even myself, that the letter came from them. Because even me, I would want to believe what those other people are saying, that the letter didn't come from the Karen Residents Association.
Okay.
Because if it came from them, it will make me mad and it will make me feel that they are jealous of me.
Yeah.
But now, since they have not come out, because I put the reason why I put the letter on social media was so that everybody can be able to see it and the message, because I know people in Karen, I have a lot of fans in the whole country.
Yeah.
So in one way or the other, the letter has gotten to the association.
Yeah.
So if the letter is not true, they should have come out to deny.
That they wrote it.
Yeah, I didn't write it. If I wrote it on their behalf, they should have come out and say they issued a statement saying that it's a fake letter or something like that. They have not.
So you're categorically denying that you're not the one who wrote that letter. You didn't write it to yourself, as you know what social media is saying.
No, social media, those are idle people. You see, I don't know. That's somebody who is wherever, somewhere, just idle, who is trying to... those are bloggers and some idle people who are trying to malign my name. I am a very straightforward person.
Yeah.
I'm God-fearing, and I'm a very respected person in the society.
Yeah.
So I cannot be able to do such a petty crime. I can't do that.
Is it true that you have 40 cows in Karen?
I will not say yes or no.
Yeah.
Because now that I've noticed that people who don't love me are using every piece of information that they know or they have allegedly heard about me.
Yeah.
So I will try to keep that. If you call me off air, and ask me on a personal, friendly level, I'll tell you. But for now, since everybody is listening, including my haters, I will say no answer.
All right. So now that you have that platform, you're on national TV, what can you tell the rest of the public in regards to this story?
About the cows?
About the whole letter not having written to yourself, them saying you have written it to yourself, that now you're on national TV, just address that issue once and for all, ndio watu waisikie kutoka kwako.
Now, okay. Nitaisema kwa Kiswahili, ndio
Tafadhali.
mafanzi wangu wengi wanapenda Kiswahili. Hao watu ambao wananiandikia barua ya fitina, hao watu wa Karen, ni wale watu ambao ukienda hivi go in Karen today, utapata wengine wanafuga lizard, wengine wanafuga nyoka, wanafuga monkeys, wanafuga horses, wanafuga maumbwa, paka, everything. Lakini wakisikia kuna maskini ambaye Mungu amemuinua, ametoka huko mtaani, amekuja kuishi Karen, hata amefuga ng'ombe 1, 2 ama 3,
ama 40.
Sijasema 40 ni wewe umesema, yote tuiongeze hapo, ama 40 ama 1000. Na hizo ng'ombe hazija trespass zikakula mahindi ya mtu, maharagwe ya mtu, nyasi ya mtu, zikagonga mtu. Utasikia wanawivu, wewe hapa si farm, sijui hapa ni watu wanaishi. Mbona wao wanafuga paka, wanafuga umbwa nyingi, mafarasi, wanafuga monkeys, wanafuga kwa nini? Si kila mtu ana mind maisha yake, so long as property ni yako ulinunua, na vile vitu unafuga hazijadhuru mtu mwingine.
Okay. So this is not a publicity stunt by any means.
Hata sijui publicity stunt inafanywa aje. Mimi nimekueleza kwamba mimi ni kijana mzuri, naogopa Mungu, yani napenda wa Kenya, sitaki niwafanye wasikie vibaya ringtone mara amefanya. Mimi ni kioo cha jamii. Mimi si kama Akodhe. Akodhe alisema yeye si role model ya mtu. Mimi nataka niseme Mungu ameniinua, mimi ni role model ya vijana wote, wale wazazi ambao wako busy kwa njia moja na nyingine hawachungi vijana wao. Sisi Mungu ametuinua tusaidia hawa wazazi kuweza kulea vijana wao. Single mothers tunawasaidia pia kulea vijana.
Okay. Aya basi, thank you so much Rington.
Nimeshukuru sana. Asante kwa kunipa nafasi ya kuweza kuongelesha mafans wangu na waendelee kunisupport, na wapenda sana.
Aya basi. Asante.
Asante. Okay, thank you.
Can we have an executive summary of that phone call? We really appreciate that Rington actually, picked up the call. Yeah. But I picked up a few elements, and allow me to be the devil's advocate in all this. I've said, allow me to be the devil's advocate. Please. So, first things first. Rington there says he doesn't confirm whether he has 40 cows or not, and says that unless he's contacted, side chatted and contacted, not on air, he is not ready to reveal that. Secondly, he says that Kenyans on social media, Kenyans on Twitter, KOT, he has termed the KOT as bloggers out to malign his name. Ram, over to you. I'm done.
Wacha niseme hiyo. Rington is very right. By the fact that the association has not come up to deny or accept, that thing remains true. In fact, it's all about proof. Do you have the evidence? Do you have everything that shows that it is factual? So tuachane na Rington na ng'ombe zake 40 na watu wenye wanafunga nyoka na wenye wanafunga monkeys, tuachane na wao, maisha yaendelee Doreen. Tuachane na Rington.
I think for me, one thing I really just picked is the way he's saying that mimi si kama Akothee, and I'm just thinking, why are you throwing stones? Why do you feel like you have to say I'm not like this person who does ABC
no,
and D?
Because he's saying he does not do publicity stunts. Akothee does publicity stunts.
Jain, what else do we have, please?
Well, we'll try and see if we can get the number of the Karen Residents Association. We just call them. We hear from their end. Since we've had from one end of the divide, one side of the divide, we'll try and get their number, call them and just hear what they have to say. If they wrote the letter, they will let us know that they'll confirm that they did and why they did so. But as we try and get that number, we will call them as soon as we get that number to make sure that we are on the same page in this story. All right, so let's just move on to the next story. Now, this one is a bit disturbing. Now, there's this challenge that is called the Momo Challenge. Now, what it does, it's urging kids to just self-harm. And in doing this, they're asked to do these weird challenges through WhatsApp. It's one of these chat room applications. Then they text you a number. They tell you, text us on this WhatsApp number. Then they give you all these random tasks, and they're targeting children. So they tell the children to do this random stuff, and some of these things include self-harming activities that these kids get to do. And by the end of it all, a child might end up actually really hurting themselves or even committing suicide. Now, this is especially taking root in the UK. Even the police have urged the parents to just monitor what their children are doing on their phones, because it has been established that it is hackers who are actually targeting these children to try and get information from their parents to be able to swindle them or just attack them through cybercrime in one way or the other. But when you look at this, that they're targeting children, leading to them even committing suicide. There are actually some three suicidal cases that have actually come as a result of this Momo Challenge. And you can see it's allegedly a girl who has a bird-like face with these popping eyes. That's the app on your screen. Now, Regina, looking at this story and just thinking from a parent's point of view, your thoughts?
You see, at one point when you said that this is an app that you find on your phone, I just had the urge to check the applications because, as a parent, your phone does not necessarily belong to you. You get home, your daughter, your son is on your phone and they can actually download something. Then it calls me to remember that Kenya in itself, we have been priding ourselves as, tech savvy. Uptake of technology is very quick and rapid. as Kenya. But remember, we do not have the proper regulations in place in as far as security, cyber security is concerned. We have a data policy pending bill as well as the cyber security bill. Then these are yet to be debated and passed and put in place so that we can have privacy of data and also, stringent measures to deter people from participating in cyber crimes that include impersonation, cyberbullying. We've seen that especially on different social media platforms like Facebook and so many other. And this warning here, Jane, for me, as a parent point of view, it just calls to me to be more diligent. What is my child doing online? We need to be, I know when they get to that age where they're teenagers, adolescents, they want a bit of their privacy, they feel as if they're grown up. You can never be too grown up for your mom or your dad. So as parents, it's a high time we got more involved with what our children are consuming online. That is the only way we can check this, because there's no way technology, we're already here. Technology, it does not move in retrogression. It actually morphs. Yes. It's forward, it's progressive. So today we will have this app that is called Momo, funny name, local here. But I know why Doreen is laughing, because when you say Momo, people tend to think it's a physical appearance. But no, we're not talking about the physical appearance. We're talking about an app that has been flagged down in the UK that is actually, leading people, especially children, targeting children and leading them to self-harm. Doreen, you are laughing. You take?
Well, I was laughing earlier when you just mentioned the Momo, but just coming back to this particular story and, the way Jen is saying that it has been linked to a number of deaths, for young people. And the ones that we really are aware of is a 12-year-old girl, a 16-year-old boy. This is in India. There's also another one in India, a child who died. And I'm just wondering, where are we going, even just as a society, also just, looking at the fact that this particular application has spread. The way, Regina, you're saying that, in terms of technology, we keep moving forward. It has spread to Argentina, to France, to Germany, to India. And we're just waiting, you're just sitting here and you're thinking, will it come to Africa? Is there a possibility for it to reach Africa? And if it does, even as parents, the way you're saying you as parents, how much have you prepared yourselves in terms of just training even your children? Because sometimes you might think, when a child sees this kind of thing and it's disturbing, the child may want to tell the parent, but what makes this child to go ahead and do the instructions given without telling, Mom, I saw this, Dad, I saw this, Auntie, I saw this, can you explain it to me? So just even as parents, the way, as for you as parents, how are you training your children? How are children becoming closer with their parents? That if they see something disturbing, something shocking, they can be quick to ask their parents what it means instead of actually going ahead and doing what they're being asked to do, before they actually talk to their parents, maybe consult their parents. Ram, I don't know what you think about this.
Two things here. Number one, this is a demonic thing. I don't know how to say this. It is quite disturbing. Even the face of that thing itself, the face is life-threatening. The face, look at those eyes. Ona yo mdomo. This is a demon. And for those people who are Christians there, in Mapepo, they should be rebuked. We don't need to accept such kind of things. And if you think, and I was just looking at it on the apps, on the internet, it is there. In fact, there are so many applications that are there that bear the name Momo, and they call it kill the what, kill the this, kill the this. These things should be flagged down. At some point, we need to have something that are called virtues that should be put in the society. This is a demon. This is a demon manifestation in a fight all over. Number two,
Pastor Ram.
Hallelujah.
Well, Sham, just before you go to your second point, what you're trying to say that in as much as children might want to be having conversation with their parents, but their parents should also be praying for their children.
Yes.
Okay.
Parents, pray for your children, and parents instill spiritual uprightness in your children. Kids, so that when they see some things, utawambia hii ni mbaya, hii ni mbaya. Mami nimeona huyu akifanya kitu mbaya. That is what I'm
so
saying.
Asiende kufanya Kenya anaambiwa afanye, aseme kwanza.
It's all about having some godly virtues being put in the family. Number two, when you talk about this, I want to say shame on these kind of people. Number one, you are lazy. You do not have the ability of having your own way of making a living. ask God to give you new ideas of maybe making money. Because you cannot make money out of extortion or making other people die. You cannot be able to do that. It is an unacceptable thing, and I have 3 words for you. Shame on you.
Pastor Ram over there signing out, drops mic. Hey. And just to, as we wind up that story, there is a story, well, there's one parent who actually came out to say the Momo character told her son to put a knife in his neck. And the thing is, when they tell the children to do these things, that they tell them, if you don't do this, I'm going to kill you. And there's actually like a song that it actually plays. I wish I could have that right now. It actually sings, Momo's going to kill you, something like that in a child's voice. So there's this one boy who was told to put a knife in his neck, and he actually went and told his mom. There's this other one that was, I think it was an 11-year-old boy. Then there was a girl in Argentina, a 12-year-old girl who died as a result of this application. And then there was a 13-year-old boy who hanged himself after being challenged by Momo to do so. So, you know, whenever you're giving your child your phone, your tablet, to just scroll things, on these social media platforms, just be sure to see what they're looking at. And there was also these stories about YouTube kids as well, telling kids to do weird stuff. There's one that I actually saw that in the background, they're singing one of these nursery rhythms, but that kid is actually showing your child to go turn on the stove and leave it like that. And this is something that's supposed to be safe for children to use.
Those are underlying messages that we need to be very vigilant about, because there's a book written, I can't remember the author, but the book goes by Whispers, and it talks about salient messages that we come by in our day-to-day lives, but they really do not, sink home unless you've been in that situation and it takes you back like, I saw this coming. We need to be very, very vigilant on that. But now, crossing over away from the Momo challenge, it's the resurrection challenge. You've seen that.
So people are dying and being resurrected.
I mean, and there's a meme going around, is like, this South African pastor, why did he let Madiba die? I mean, if we could do this to Madiba would still be here with us. And I'm thinking, we say religion is the opium for the poor, but I think we're taking it
a bit too far.
It's a bit too far. This is an insult. Can you imagine what other religions are thinking about Christianity right now?
In fact, I'm imagining how people who don't believe in God,
atheists,
now atheists, how do they see Christianity? I saw how, because I have friends who are atheists, I have friends who don't believe in God, and they were like telling me, hey, so Ram, this now how you want to do it? So this is your so-called God. Let me tell you something. You don't have to fake miracles for you to make people know or make people believe that God exists.
Again, the issue of trying to become relevant.
Yes, I agree with you.
This one you agree now?
I agree. You don't have to fake miracles. Ati sasa mtu anakuja, sasa tuseme mimi nikuje nisimame, nilale kwa hii meza, alafu let me tell you something. This is not movie. This is not Afro cinema. You don't have to bring drama to the church so that people can be able to believe that God exists. In fact, funny enough, that guy looked as if he did not, that like he stayed for 20 years in the land of the dead, and then he came and approached Chakula and is like shocked that surely this is food.
What made it even more dramatic was that when this person was being resurrected, he still had his phone on his coat.
Actually,
and you're wondering,
it was in the coffin
if someone was really, really dead and they were just about, because when he was in the coffin, clearly showing that he was almost getting to be buried. So you're wondering, why are you still having gadgets?
Just to put this into perspective, how about we play back that for our viewers so that they can get into the program? Let's play the clip. All right. Well, Jain, you go first. Well, we just that particular clip that we've seen, I think the clip was beyond what you've just seen. I mean,
it's
it
just
came in before that. Maybe we can rewind that for you in the course of the discussion, and you can see what we're talking about. But now, this particular issue that we're talking about has taken a legal turn with the Haze Transport Services saying that they were not aware. First of all, there was nobody in their custody. And second, they were not aware that their transport vehicles are going to be used in this gimmick, you know, and they have already sued that particular church and that particular pastor there all the way in South Africa. Then I remember a meme, I don't know if you saw it, of the white man staring at the resurrected man. He has such a bewildered look. Then someone actually went ahead and did research and placed this South African pastor somewhere posing with this white man. So actually it was all staged, managed, and I don't know if that was the purpose of it, for it to be talked about far and wide, or I mean, I just imagine, what is it doing to our faith? Where has Christianity, how far we have fallen? That's all I can say. How far we have fallen now, and Kenyans and also the world over is making fun of this, and now we have hashtag the resurrection challenge. Everyone is doing it. I've not done it. Are you guys intending to do the resurrection?
And the resurrection starter
I'm
pack.
not intending to do it, Ray. The way you're saying, you know, that meme that was going around of the white man put behind the pastor, and you know, people are just trying to say that even these white people that brought Christianity to Africa are wondering, is this the kind of Christianity we brought to Africans? Because
we have Africanized it.
Like this.
But imagine, all in all, let's respect God.
Yes.
Yeah,
let's just respect heaven. I mean, let's just respect the Trinity.
We respect the
Let's
church.
just, yeah.
Pastors are out there. We have the Kanyaris who are outside there. People are looking for ways of getting money at the Liberty Return. People are looking for ways of getting for money by telling you that, oh, I will give you this anointing oil, mwaga kwa nyumba yako, and it will work. Let me tell you, those are all lies. Look for a good Bible-based church that is spiritually oriented, and you will be able to know the difference.
And also read the Bible for yourself. In as much as you look for a spiritual, you know, if you don't have that knowledge, whatever I'll tell you, you'll just take it.
Yes.
So also just have your own insight that even if you're going to church to continue to be filled, at least when what you know something, just read. You know, read.
Enough is
have
enough.
All right.
It's very embarrassing. You see, as a Catholic, and I'm going to say this, that's the kind that actually
Regina,
that on script
that
right
is
there.
my favorite.
That's the kind of resurrection we are talking about.
Undertaker. Hey.
Undertaker is the only person who
That
was
killed
allowed to
resurrect.
resurrect.
That one.
Other than
Filled
in the entertainment industry, Undertaker is the only person who is allowed to resurrect. We watched wrestling when we were growing up, and we liked it. It was all about entertainment. It was not pegged on matters of faith. And especially Christianity. Remember, just a month and a few weeks from now, we're going to be celebrating Easter. And Easter is about Jesus, you know, a resurrection. So we need to move away this kind of evil jokes into, you know, Bible-based, you know, faith, or rather a Christian faith. We need to be serious as Christians. And I wonder, people who actually subscribe to this particular church, go to this church, tithe to this church, what's going on?
But you know, Regina, when it comes to matters to do with faith and health, people are willing to do anything and everything.
And relationships.
And relationships and love. It makes you do some weird things. But as it stands, by the way, he's called Pastor Lukau. And the resurrected one, he's actually Zimbabwean. He's not a South African citizen. He's called Brighton. And apparently, there's a backstory to it, that this is not the first time he's having dealings with Pastor Lukau. They do this on an on-off basis. He even comes to church. He's made to walk again. But now he's actually being investigated by the cultural, religious, and linguistic communities in South Africa. They're actually checking into that story to investigate, because now he's saying, I just finished what God started. Me, I didn't do the miracle. I finished what God started. So don't blame me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now let's digress. Na naomba tuzungumze Kiswahili.
Kiswahili?
Kiswahili kiasi tu,
Hakuna
kiasi
shida.
tu.
Tutazungumza kwa hili.
Goalkeeper wa Chelsea alikataa kutoka. he refused to be substituted, and that was on the match on Saturday. And unfortunately, they still lost. So I was talking to a few Chelsea fans, one of them who happens to be the producer this morning, Hemston, trying to say, but unaona alishika bao, ni wao aliuza, ni aligonga nje. And I'm like, aha. So CAF decided I'm not going to come off here. Yeah, those decisions that you're making, sorry, those decisions that you're making on the other end really do not, you know, involve me. You're on your own.
He was
I'm
actually
sticking
showing
here.
him the hand.
You know, and I'm like,
no.
Don't tell me anything.
No.
Sitoki, nini mbaya?
Peleka huko.
Nini, wacha, niko sawa. Nini, tulia. Boys nini bana? Ninamwambia atoke na hataki kutoka. We boys, coach anasema utoke, ni aje? Mimi niko sawa. Wacha.
Na usiniambie kitu.
The coach was so frustrated at that point. And you see, it's not a person you're going to drag off the field.
You know?
You're supposed that when the changeover is shown, at the far end of the field, like when your number is put up, you're supposed to walk off the field. So when he refused to walk off the field, there's no one who would have done anything about that situation. It was quite unfortunate that Chelsea, even without all that drama, lost. But as Chelsea fans would say, they redeemed themselves yesterday after beating Tottenham 2-0. But that's the case of Kefa and Sari, a typical thief on the field. That is what adrenaline does to you, and the issue of kujichocha, kujiamini. Now, as we come to a close, the Oscar Awards 2019. Glamorous. If I may say, I'm happy for Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga and Regina King for the awards that they received during this year's Oscar Awards. But now, of interest, of keen interest, and why we're saying this is of keen interest is when you look at a certain outfit that has taken the social media platform by storm. Jane.
Yes, you know, when you see the Oscars, you just think the red carpet, and at the red carpet, it's a vanity affair. You bring your best foot forward. And this guy, he was like, by the way, I will shut this place down. I will be the best dressed male and a female person here. He wore a tuxedo gown. He's called Billy Porter. He's a singer, a songwriter, a performer in the States. So he decided, mutajua? Mutajua hamjui. I will put on this tuxedo gown. And I'm made to understand he had heels under there. Doreen, ndio hiyo hadi anatengenezewa dress. Look at that glamour.
And you know, chunky are the latest, especially for ladies.
Yes.
So he had them.
He even knows.
Let me speak on behalf
he even
Let me speak on behalf of the men. We don't know him. But regardless of it, but I hear that he's gay.
He's in the LGBT community. Yeah.
I respect you, my brother, but no.
But yo, this takes confidence, man. Hey, this is confidence level. Sijui gani.
Doesn't it come back to the aspect of seeking attention?
No, the guy was just trying to say that, you know, he loves fashion.
Yeah.
When he was growing up, he admired how his mom and his grandmom used to dress, and he always wanted to express himself, but he didn't have the opportunity and chances to do that, especially being a black man, you know, in the States, a bit difficult. And also, and just to add on, being black gay, very, very difficult. But now that he's grown, he still loves fashion. He wants to express himself, so he decided, why not?
Hey, but the ladies were feeling him. Hey, like this guy, my God.
And he went to a tux and ball gown dress.
Hey. Let me tell you something. In this world, kuna vitu zingine ukifanya, people will be like, hey, my guy, my friend, be careful with those people. Hey, you look hot, you look nice.
But I think the world is just changing. The world, I don't know.
Let me try and bring it back here. Remember that Chacha Mwita postponed a landmark decision as far as the criminalization of same-sex relationships. Currently, the Constitution has it that is criminal. And just to relate to the Oscars 2019 and Billy Porter here, Jane has said things are changing. The society is changing. And I tend to think in Africa, if we were to go back to our roots, really there was nothing about gayism. I don't recall reading even a fable, even one or a story. When I read Beautiful Nyakeo, it was Beautiful Nyakeo. It was not Beautiful Ram Aguko. It was Beautiful Nyakeo.
Or Ram Nyakeo.
So what, in my opinion, yes, we'll look at the Oscars, we'll look at that tuxedo and the ballroom kind of dress, and you know, the chunky heels, and even he had a pearl necklace. And in his Instagram post, he actually goes and says, accompanied by my handsome husband. And I'm like, oh God of heaven, calm down. Yes, that took guts for you to have that fashion ensemble. For someone who is into fashion, well, you hacked it, but now what are we saying? What lessons are we passing on to the next generation? And for me as well, is this, I reserve my comment on that, and as far as I'm concerned, and I beg to just leave it at that.
All right, and we will leave it at that. And with that, we've just come to the end of what's trending topics today. Lindsay, thank you so much for listening to us, sharing your views. Remember, you can keep talking to us. The hashtags to use today is KBC AfriThursday, hashtag Good Morning Kenya, at KBC Channel 1, at Jain Wambui, at Regina Manyara, at Aguko, and at Doreen Arange. Remember, today is Thursday. We are celebrating the African culture, and just as we told you, we have fantastic interviews lined up for you. And coming up next is the discussion that I had mentioned to you earlier in regards to stigma as a result of taboos that are here within the African culture. So we'll be speaking to one fantastic guest by the name Doreen Kang'ethe, who has been championing who has been fighting the good fight in just trying to protect the girl child when it comes to matters to do with stigmatization here in Kenya. So do not go anywhere. That discussion is coming right up after this quick commercial break.